Welcome to part 2, the rendering part of the tutorial. I'm going to be showing you guys how to export what we did in the last tutorial in Blender and bring it into other rendering softwares. Oh god, what's happening? Like After Effects. So first thing we need to do, because After Effects because Element 3D rather separates your animation materials by the materials in the scene, which makes sense. We need to go ahead and add a material for the text. So press new or press plus new, and then we're going to rename this to text matte, and then with the text selected we're going to press tab and we're going to make sure we have faces selected and highlight the text, make sure we get all the faces, and then we're going to click assign to assign the text. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and then we're going to click file, and we're going to click export OBJ, and then I'm going to find my folder I want to export it to. I'm going to make a folder for the tutorial, and before we export it we want to make sure we go down to animation and click export animation, make sure it has our full animation, and then go ahead and click export wavefront OBJ. Go ahead and give your computer a while. I hate that Blender doesn't have loading bars, so you just kind of have to wait here as your computer does this and kind of looks like it's crashing, but it's not. Just be patient, don't click, and wait. Okay, now to bring it into After Effects, we're going to make a new composition. I'm actually going to make a new one because I don't want it to be 1080p, 1920 by 1080. I'm going to try 60 frames per second. And then we're going to do layer, new, solid, and create a new solid. And we're going to rename this to Element 3D. And let's go ahead and make a 3D camera before we forget, so we have FOV options and stuff like that. I'm going to make it 35 millimeters. And then on the Element 3D solid layer, let's add the effect element. Go into scene setup. We're going to file, import 3D sequence. I'm going to click that tutorial and we're going to import the very first one in the sequence. Click OK. And it's going to be really small, so I'm going to scale it up to 1000. And now we need to apply some materials to it. So just to get things going. Okay, now if you want to see the animation play inside the scene setup, you can move the start frame. Just make sure you reset the start frame or it's going to start from that frame. Oh right, and one last thing, say you want different textures for different things. So you want like the Zom and the Bay, or different words to be different textures, different colors and stuff. All you have to do is click the plus button here, add an extra material, which I've already done, so I'm going to remove that. Select what you want to add the texture to. Press tab like we talked about with the faces selected. So I'm going to select the Bay there, make sure all the faces are selected, and then assign that, and then just export again and re-import. And so I've just added some basic materials from the Video Copilot Pro shaders. This chlorine here, I'm gonna make transparent, or just click add to make it additive, or screen. You can play around with the settings or force opacity and see what kind of looks best. And now with it in our scene, we're gonna go to group 1, since it's on group 1, and create a group null. And what this group null is going to do is allow us to move it around our scene. So let's go ahead and rename that to Water Sim Model. I'm going to move that toward the screen as much as I can. And that's going to give us this neat little animation. And then from there, it's really just a matter of playing around with the materials and the rendering settings in Element 3D. And I don't think I'm going to go over that because that's basically it for this tutorial. Play around until you get the effect you want, and have a good day.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any more future videos.